another episode of the Sean Farrell podcast. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, first responders, law enforcement, 98 crisis workers, ambulance workers, paramedics, even nurses, people working in a hospital, and working in those industries can have mental health issues too. Okay, they can have problems with mental health. Cops especially, they see stuff all the time. Paramedics, they see stuff all the time. Nurses, they see stuff all the time. Okay, and that can have an effect on one's mental health, right? So there was a police officer with the Wichita Police Department, Wichita, Kansas, I believe. Her name was Kylee Lawrence, and she died by suicide. Okay, and she was actually off duty when she died by suicide. She was a 5-year veteran with the Wichita Police Department. Served in patrol in the North Bureau area. The Wichita Police Department held a moment of silence during their graduation in honor of Kylee Lawrence. Okay, and so I've been following this story. Okay, I've been following this story. Check to see if there were any updates. As of now, I haven't seen any updates yet on the story. Okay, but the Wichita Police Department did issue a statement saying Kylee will be deeply missed by all the members of the Wichita Police Department. At this time, we ask for the community's support to be shared with Kylie's family and her co-workers with the Wichita Police Department. Okay, so I checked on that story a few days ago, and there were no updates. Let me check to see if there are. Okay, no updates. Okay, so it's another first responder law enforcement who died by suicide. I talked to this one cop who said yes, she was having mental health issues before she even became a cop. Okay, then after she became a cop, it kind of got worse for her, but she was able to pull through. Okay, and so I said it was for, and I'll say it again, to all the members of the Memphis Police Department, Shelby County Sheriffs, Carterville, Arlington, Germantown, Bartlett Police Department. Hey, you matter. You're loved. You're not a burden, and you're more than enough. Okay. Okay, and thank you for the job that you do. Okay, and I say that to everybody as well. You matter. You're loved. You're not a burden. You are more than enough. Okay. All right. So recently, people have been. I've talked about how 2 UConn students have biked for suicide prevention. There was a event held in Indianapolis where they rode bicycles for suicide prevention for men's mental health. And so a few people have been doing some walking in support of men's mental health and suicide prevention, okay? So there's a guy named Tim Perreira, okay? Tim Perreira. He's walking from Southern Cal across the U.S. in support of men's mental health, and he recently had a stop in Clarksville, Tennessee, right here in Tennessee. Along the way, he's walked through Arizona, Navajo Nation, north and east New Mexico, southern Kansas, Springfield, Missouri. He's recently gone across the Mississippi River. I know I said he was in Wichita. It's also going to go through Nashville, Knoxville, Roanoke, Roanoke, Roanoke. Then eventually he's going to end up in Virginia Beach, and he said it's a rough route to walk. Okay. So in 2020, he was going through a valley of his own. He had been battling depression and anxiety for 4 years. He was in a high pressure, high performance sales tech role. He said everything was good. He was making good money, climbing a ladder, living in some pretty good cities. But on the inside, he was breaking down. He said he had never had these feelings before. He didn't know how to deal with them. He just worked through them, pushed through them, acting like nothing is wrong. Didn't speak up, didn't want to share his challenges, thinking I had everything to get Heather. Okay? And that's what we call wearing a mask. Okay? Thinking you have everything to get Heather, showing up to work, appearing fine when you know you're sued, when you're not. I've came to work several times and I've been suicidal. Okay. I've been through that before. He goes on to say lies, stories, self-limiting beliefs really pushed him further down. Okay, pushed him down to further of the darkness of dealing with the oppression. Okay. So eventually he was fired from his job, believe it or not. And he hit rock bottom, but he used what was rock bottom as his bounce back, right? When he hit rock bottom, he used it as his bounce back, and he realized that everything that had been going he had been going through wasn't because of the need for a better job, different product, or making more money. The process forced him to look inward. Okay. So he was led down the path of learning how to regulate his emotions, how to manage stress, taking care of his body with exercise, sunshine, good sleep, eating whole foods, and eliminating toxins from his diet. Okay? And he did bounce back because he has his own business that supports men's mental health. And he says he was inspired by another person's journey across the U.S. Okay? He received strong support from his friends and family, sharing his experiences on social media. He wanted to be present, using it as a chance to get to know himself better. Also raise money for men's mental health. and Suicide Prevention. Um, Founded a charity. Excuse me. He founded a charity that works with men's mental health and suicide prevention. Okay. So his journey started on March 6th of 2025. Okay. And he still has several hundred miles to go before he makes it to Virginia Beach. And also he shared some encouragement saying, it's important to always remember that you're not alone. You're not the only one going through it, even though it feels like it. And so, Tim Perreira, he does have a GoFundMe, okay? And he does have a Instagram account. And he's also raised $53,000 of his $65,000 goal for men's mental health and suicide prevention. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Also, another person walking across the U.S. to spread awareness about suicide prevention is a guy by the name of Joe Hall, 42 years old, from Ohio. Okay? And he's walking across America to spread awareness about mental health and suicide prevention. This is the second time he's making a trek as part of his nonprofit organization, Hall, across the country. He says mental health, suicide prevention is very stigmatized. It's hard for people to feel confident in opening up about things going on in their heads. When it is stigmatized like it is. He aims to walk 15 miles a day, pushing supplies along with him. He camps where he is allowed to. And if he can't find a place, he'll stop at a hotel. Okay? So he shares his journey with mental health with the people he meets along the way. He's very open to sharing his story because I can't ask people to open up about what's going on with them if I'm not willing to do the same. He did struggle with mental health and suicide, or he overcame 2 suicide attempts. And is still working on himself today. Okay? He uses the walk as an opportunity to connect and inspire others in the process. He also adds this. It's that thought, idea that I want to keep people from getting to that point. Because I've been there. And if I had gone through with it, I never would have experienced a lot of the really good things in my life. Okay. His goal is to walk through 48 states and their capital cities to help spread awareness. All right. His journey started in May of 2024, but he had some life events like his dad passed away, took a month off. Then he had emergency surgery last year. He started back in April of this year, I guess, and says it'll take him two and a half years to finish, knowing he can help others, keeps him moving forward, not just on the walk, but in life. He goes on to say, for a long time, I didn't feel like I had any reason to be alive, and I don't want anyone else to feel like that. The walk is funded by donors, and he also accepts. He also says he accepts in-kind donations. And I'm gonna have his foundation in the description section of the video. Okay, so I'm gonna have his foundation, the description section of the video. Okay. So yeah, I make no secret about it. About my struggles with mental health. I did attempt. I was in a very dark place. Okay, I was in that dark place where you see no light, and suicide is the only way out. I have dreamed about it. Okay, I've dreamed about ending my own life. I've dreamed about what people would say when I decided to take my own life. Okay, I was just in that dark of a place. Okay, and so just like Hall shares his story to inspire others, the guy Joe Perreira walking across the U.S. to inspire. Okay, I make no secret about the fact that I struggle with depression and suicide because, again, how can I inspire others to talk about what they're going through if I'm not willing to open up what I went through, right? Okay, so yeah, there's some good things going on. Joe Perreira and Joe Hall. Hold up. I said Joe Perreira. Tim Perreira. My bad. Okay. So Tim Perreira and Joe Hall doing great things in mental health and suicide prevention. Okay. All right. That's it. And that's all for the Sean Ferreira podcast. I am out of here. God bless you all. Peace.